Good evening, everyone. Uh, Hello, am I audible to everyone? Hello, can anyone confirm, please, if I'm audible? Okay, great. Thanks for confirming. Uh, so today we will be going through the topics that everyone is having in the mind that how to crack the MAANG companies, right? What are the things that we need to focus on, and how actually at AI is changing the equation, right? So we will just focus on that. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes, right? As so everyone to join in, right? So the one thing that I wanted to make this session very interactive, right? So that everyone can basically are free to ask as many as much questions they can, right? So that whatever the doubts you have regarding that, so feel free that you are doing asking it. Okay, okay. Just 1 minute. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Okay, let me just open the chat box. Okay, so let's get started. So basically, before I'll start with this session, I'll cover that what are the different types of basically industries and companies are available for us, and what is the actually basic distinction between them, right? So I'm just taking this as a common audience, right? So going through all the basics. So first thing is that there are two types of companies right now they are in the market. One is a service-based companies and one is a product-based companies. So basic distinction between these two is basically service-based companies are you can say work for any client. For example, if you talk about TCS, right? You all have used the passport, right? Passport portal. So that passport portal is actually built by the TCS. So you see that government is a client for the TCS. Government has given some project to TCS. Now TCS is building for the government. So as a passport portal is not owned by the TCS. It was only developed by the TCS, right? So that's why you can say, we can simply say that TCS is actually giving service to the government of India, right? Similarly, if we talk about the companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, right, Netflix, so you see that these companies, so you all know that these companies have their own product, right? If you talk about Google, Google has its own search engine and all Gmail account and many other offerings are there for Google, right? Similarly, for Netflix, there's a simpler portal, video streaming portal is there. Similarly for the Microsoft also. So these all companies have their own product and they whatever the development they do for themselves, right? So now question applies where actually the distinction comes. So distinction comes basically when we are actually uh, just basically uh, going with the mindset. So if we just think about the mindset for the client, right? So if you're working for any client, you will only do what is the thing which is asked by the client, right? You will not going to add any add-on features or any improvement unless you will not get the payment for it, right? Whereas for the product-based company, the mindset is different. They think that this is our product, more the improvement and more thing we are going to add in this, we will be getting more traffic. So there's a different mindset. They try to make the thing best. Whereas in the service-based companies, there's a mindset that they try to actually work on the payment which is received on the from the client, right? So this is how this mindset difference also comes when they are actually doing the hiring, right? And if you see the interview patterns for the service-based companies and the product-based company, there is a huge difference around it, right? Because of this mindset and the requirement they currently holding, right? So let me know if any questions around it, right? So before I move to the actual topic, everyone clear, right? What is the basic distinction between service-based companies and product-based companies? Okay, so if these things are clear, so basically, so majorly we will be uh, targeting here is that for the product based companies, because these are the top notch companies that everyone should target. Because if you prepare for the product based company, ultimately you are will be able to crack the service based company, because the level of the service based company is quite lesser than the product based company's preparations, right? But yes, so in the service based company it might be possible. The interview patterns for some interviews might be different. What is the distinction? Let me tell you. For the, let's suppose you're working with the passport portal or something, and they are working on the Python language or something, right? So you'll see the hiring is happening more on the language basis, that you know this language or something. And why this happens because you see that whatever the engineers they hire, they actually charge those engineers from that company, right? Based on the charge code or something, right? So basically they wanted to say that, okay, these many assets we have, just give us the project and we will able to make for you, right? So charging is done based on the assets or resources, right? Whereas in the product based companies things are very different, because they are building their own products. So they try to focus more on the problem solvings, right? And how deep thinker you are, so that you are able to contribute and compete with the talent which is there in their companies, right? So there is a mindset. So you see the interview patterns for the product based company is quite different, right? So we'll talk about it. So first of all, you'll see that if you think about that from the product based company's mindset, what are the things that we need to look on, right? So first of all, irrespective of your level, right, you have to be good at DSA, right? So even you are 20 years of experience or 15 years of experience in this company, there will be only one, at least one round will be there, right? If you are actually a fresher or something, right? So in that case, there might be a possibility the fresher is having 3 to 4 rounds, right, for the DSA. And if you are going more in the ladder of your experience, right, like 7 years of experience and 10 years or 12 years of experience, you see DSA round frequency is also reduced, right? And the level also become a bit lighter, right? Compared to what you are actually having in the college side. Because normally in the college side, when people actually do the hiring, the mindset is, you can assume that mindset is the people is coming out of the college, so he should know all the basic good concepts and you can say in-depth concepts of the DSA, right? So you see that they will be asking more DP and the graph related questions when you for the college hires, but it's not a thing with the you can say top companies. But still, this is quite subjective. I'm not saying that this is a universal thing, because interviews normally depends on the mindset of the individual person, because the person is going to take the interview. So normally these things vary. So there is not a hardcore requirement for this, but yes, this is a pattern we have seen. So that's why I'm just calling it out. Okay. So basically, these things we have to be very sure. This DSA, and if you are an experience for more than 3 years of experience or something, so you have to be good at system design also. So system design levels keep on increasing as your level of experience keep on increasing, right? More the experience you have, right, and more there will be the hard and you can say more in-depth questions they are going to ask in the system design. So that we have to be very very prepared of, right? The third thing is very important is that how you are leveraging the AI, right? So right now there's a new trend, a new set of rounds it is introduced in the companies, even in the Microsoft also, that how what you have done in the AI contribution, means what are different types of you can say AI projects you have done, or you can say what are the different agents skills that you have made that actually impacted the companies, and there is a you can say uh, actual growth or something has happened because of your project. So those you can say there is a one new round of introduced right in the recently in the different companies, right? So there normally the question is around that around what is a generative AI, how to build an agent, how to build an skill, how to build basically different agent contacting to each other. Each agent is responsible for doing some kind of work or kind of. So this kind of things we have to do, right? And basically an important thing is that when you are actually preparing for the interview also, so there's a lot of tools available in the market, right? So previously, if you stuck in any problem or something, you have to wait for the instructor to come and actually give you the solution for that. But nowadays, if you see, there's a lot of AI tools are available. So solutions are quite easily available for us, right? So we have to just make some strategy so that when we are preparing it, we are actually leveraging it. We are not using in such a way that it is harming us. It should be leveraged in such a way that actually stand out our you can say progress, right? So it's very important how you're leveraging the AI. And very important thing is you have to be and resume should be very stand out, right? We will discuss more on the resume in the forward slide, but your resume should be one pager, right? I recommend everyone for that. Maximum two page, but one pager is an you can say very important because HR has only 10 seconds to spend on particular candidate or something, right? If you talk about big companies, there are a lot of requests, right? Keep on coming for that person, right? So for that particular role which is published, so you can assume with the standpoint from the HR, 10 second or 20 seconds they have to spend on particular resume. So think about it, as a human being you can just not read the full resume in 10 second or 20 second, right? So you will be just reading some important keywords or something. So you have to make sure when you are actually preparing a resume you are putting those keywords in, right? So this is very important thing. Okay, so any questions around it before I'll basically move forward? Things are clear? So I see one question coming in. My name is Abhishek. Fresher with limited time, if you had to rank these four pillars in order to importance, what percentage of effort we should spend on each, maximizing the chance of getting in product-based company? Okay, so you are saying there are four pillars. So basically, see, resume should be there, right? So if you are actually building the resume, I think this is a 1 or 2 day job. So this is you can say not you are doing every day, you are doing once when you are started preparing for them, right? Now think coming to the if you are a fresher for 1 to 2 years of experience or something, so I would say focus more on DSA, right? And solve the all sort of problems, right? What there are this different patterns for the problems like array pattern problems, linked list, some there are different patterns, trees, there are different 9 to 10 patterns are there. So try to solve those things so that you get expertise. So as a fresher, you have to focus, I think 70% on the DSA. I would say 5% on your resume because you are doing it one time. And system design, you should know how things works. So there is one book, Alex XU. So you can purchase it and at least read the first part. So that will be more than sufficient for the fresher. And for the leveraging the AI, so this will you say that this you have in the DSA when you are studying, make sure that you are using in such a way that if you stuck somewhere, you are getting you get AI in such a way that you are actually getting uh, not a direct answer, but some kind of mindset you are developing that okay, if I stuck somewhere in this problem, how I'm going to basically answer these things. Okay, so this is how it should work. Okay, so now coming to the next question from the Uday. For the experienced person, is this application applicable for all roles for SDE roles? Nowadays, data engineering roles won't expect DSA. So I think this is a myth, right? So think about from the company perspective. Do you think in a 45 minute or something, anyone going to judge your skills without giving any problem statement or something? Right? They can't make you to build full project or something in 45 minutes, right? So nowadays, I know that there are certain set of companies, if you talk about Intuit for an example, Intuit, you can say interview process is quite different. One of the companies that have good companies also. But if you talk about maximum companies, means let's suppose there are 10 companies. So out of 10 companies, 7 to 8 companies are still focusing more on DSA. And DSA is not going anywhere. It should be there because as a software engineer, you should, if you are not good in DSA or something, AI is going to write the code, right? But if you don't understand the DSA, how you're going to review it? Because going forward, reviewing the code, reading the code is a biggest skill which will be coming into the play, right? More you read the code and more by reading the code how you are identifying the bugs and all those things, so that will be come into the picture. So DSA is one which is going to help you. This is the one, if you have a DSA good knowledge, that's why in the code review you are able to suggest the person that okay, you should do like this or this, right? So this should be there. So DSA will be there, right? So you don't need to, you can't escape it. I hope that answers the question, Sudha, right? And then there is a question from Aditi. I've been receiving only rejections emails, not getting a single interview opportunity in this company's opening. Okay, so basically, Aditi, see, right now market is tough, right? So basically, you have to see that if you're getting the rejection emails, can you just review your resume again? Is your resume is actually having those keywords which they are looking for? Secondly, how you're applying it, right? So basically, are you applying for the roles which are as per the job description, which is mentioned for that role is actually relevant with your resume or something, right? Many times we have seen that you are as we see in the opening in the LinkedIn, and we are just blindly applying on this. So nowadays, every companies you can say are having some kind of agents running on that. People apply on that. So most of the resume is actually filtered by those agents instead of actual human beings, right? So it's very important that we are putting the things in right in the resume, so that will actually maximize our chances. And the third thing is that how you are actually using your networks, means getting a referrals, right? That's very important. So we have seen the people, if you are getting the referrals, there's a high chances you will get the call from the interview instead of directly applying. I hope that answers the question, Aditi. Okay. So if any other question, please keep on putting it here. I will be just answering going forward, right? So now coming to this is we have already discussed, right? Why DSA is non-negotiable, right? So basically, every MAANG companies, right? So what do you mean by MAANG? So if you MAANG means first is you can say Meta, then Amazon, right? And then you can say Netflix, Google, right? So and Alphabet. So these are the Apple. So these are the actually different MAANG companies they are mentioned here, right? So you see that every company, even the Microsoft we talk about, right? I've taken a lot of interviews in the Microsoft. I've been in Microsoft for like I could say um, 6 years now. Overall, I have 12 years of experience. I've worked with different companies like Adobe, Paytm, and Microsoft. These are the basic set of companies that I've worked for. So I have taken a lot of interviews in all the companies because I was at the senior roles in all these companies. So in the Adobe, I've taken more than 50 interviews, and in the we can say Paytm more than 20, 25, and in right now in you can say Microsoft, above 100 interviews I've taken in Microsoft. So basically, what we have seen, if you are applying for the senior roles or the similar, basically SDE role, your interview process start with the DSA, right? So based on your experience for the SD1, if I talk about Microsoft, so for SD1 there are 3 rounds of DSA, right? So for SD1 you say roll 59 and 60. If you talk about SD2, so there are 2 rounds of you can say DSA. One round is a system design, and third, fourth is a behavior interview. So this is how it works. So you can see that your actually interview loop start with this coding round only. Okay. Secondly, it measure how you think. So interviewer is actually trying to see the approaches and the cases by giving some problem. They are just seeing that how you're looking for the approaches and how you're looking for the edge cases and how what's your communication skills, right? So that is very important here. And the third thing they are going to see that The speed of compounds means how you are recognizing the pattern, means whatever the problem is being uh, you are given, and how you're recognizing that pattern, and are you able to solve the problem in 20 minutes so that they can you can they can judge you in 1 hour, right? So this is very important. So we have to make sure that we are actually going through this patterns or something like arrays, string, trees and graph, dynamic programming, hashing, two pointers, recursion, backtracking, heaps, intervals, right? This is very important thing. So we have to make sure that we are actually doing this, right? So on average, if we are just solving the quality set of problems, right, for the DSA, I would recommend 150 problem to 200 problems are more than sufficient for the persons. So there are a lot of different, you can say, problem sets are available. If you just search in the lead code, top 150 problem for lead code, there is a neat code platform which is, you can say, also opened in India. So in that case, there is a blind 75 and the blind 150, you can say, problem list. So that is very good question list. So if you just try to solve those 150 problems, I would say that you will be very much aware about it, right? You will feel confident in this, right? And your purpose has to be like, you have to make sure that you are solving the problem in 45 minutes. 45 minutes, two problems, right? 20 minutes for each problem, and 5 minutes you can keep it for the discussion and some here and there questions. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, so and let's me take some more questions. So after every slide, I'll try to take the questions. So okay, I have one more question from the Aditi. How to optimize the resume things and all this. So, resume sessions, we will be having one separate session for the resume. So maybe Aditi, you can just try to join in, right? And taking referrals and opportunities. See, this is how words works, right? So you can't say that taking referrals takes times, opportunity closes. I know, but this is how you everyone is dealing with, right? So right now, what is the important thing which is happening in the market is, you see there's a lot of layoffs happening every day, right? So previously, what was happening that the student was coming out. So for the compete, they have a other student which is coming out from different colleges, but now those students are actually competing with the person who are actually laid off, right, for the similar roles, right? So you see there, for the one role, there is a 10 applications, so hundreds of applications are coming. So this is how it will happen, and this is how our market is reshaping the things. So we should be, you can say, should be habitual for these kind of things, right? In Tutort or something, we try to our best, right, to use our context and make our student just get the maximum set of opportunities with our clients, registered clients or something. But uh, shaping of the market thing, we can't control, because every company has its own right to take the decision whether they want to hire or not, right? But as an individual, I would say this is how the market trend will be going to be there for next 2 3 years, and it will be get tougher and tougher. So very important thing is that if market is getting tougher, how we are actually handling those things, how we are preparing ourselves, right, so that we are on the top, right? So this is how it things will works. So one question from the Mehak Singh: do we have to ask the referral after applying for the job portal? I would say job portal, you can just put it down, but if you can get the referrals, that is a great. You should be getting the referrals, because if someone refers you for some particular roles, right, that will be a great advantage. Okay, so just go for the referrals as much as you can. And one question from the Sanjay: what is the interview process for 159 for 59? Uh, sir, okay, so interview process for this, you can say expect 4 rounds of DSA interviews. So every round you will be expecting two problems for DSA, right? So these should be on from these topics that I've listed here, right? Link list you can also add. Okay, so one last question from the Uday, then we will take the rest question in the going forward. So Uday is saying suggest any DSA coding sheet or something. So basically, that's what I suggested already, right? So you should be using the neat code 150, or you can say uh, lead code 150 problems. So there are different set of problems. So try to solve around, as an average, make yourself that you will be solving 200 problems at least in 2 months or something, right? So then you have to average out that how many problems you are going to solve per day, right? 600 problems is way too much. I would recommend try to solve the quality problems, right? Instead of are doing this. So you're saying that I saw the guys who have solved 600 problem lead code, he got rejected. So see, this is do you can't generalize it, right? Because a person has solved a 600 problem, but see how many problem he has solved as an easy problem, how many medium, right? Nowadays, if you go on the as an experienced person, you see the medium problems ranges are quite high. So, and we have to see that when that person has actually solved the problem, is he actually solved the problem by understanding it, or just he has seen the solution and copy and pasted it, right? So that's very, these things really matter, right? You can't generalize it that 600 problems the person has solved, so he is damn sure to get selected for. This is how it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so one more thing, is this seminar especially for software engineer roles? Uh, Normally, basically, here I will be just talking through that how to get placed here, right? Software engineering roles we will be focusing more, but in general, for other also we will talk about. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions. I'm working in different in this industry for 10 around 12 years or something. So maybe I will be able to answer your queries. Okay, moving forward. Okay, so now the next thing that we have to talk about the DSA. Now, what do you mean by the system design? So it's very important, right? System design question, very important thing is that there is no perfect answer for any system design, right? It might be possible that's a design that you have actually uh, think, do you think that is scalable and it's working for some cases, but from the lens of other person it might not be that great design, or there's some you can say improvements are there or something. So system design is, you can say, always an open-ended questions. So where you will be deciding the problem, you will, or you can say problem decided by the interviewer or something, but it will be on the interviewer that based on his knowledge how he is moving his interview. Because you'll see that when I actually take the interview, I take a talk about my experience. I normally give the open-ended question to the individual that, okay, let's try to design a Netflix or something, right? And whatever the question he asked, based on that, I will be just answering that, right? Now, I will wait for him there to clear on the requirements, right? If you don't clear on the requirement upfront, there is a negative marking I have to do, right? That this person started Netflix designing, but he doesn't ask me for the requirement. I have to mark that negative point, right? Because interviews are also recorded, right? So very important thing. So every steps. So this is very important that how you are going to drive the things in the system design thing interview. So you will be only able to design and drive the things in the interviews when you actually have an in-depth knowledge for that, right? You should know the basics of the system designing, that what is load balancing, what is cache strategizing, what is DB replication, message queue, consistency, rate limiting. So there are different hell lot of concepts are there, and you should know when to use when, right? When to use particular problem or technology. This is very important, and this is, and you should know what are the traits and the, you can say, what are the traits and benefits of that particular problem that we have to be very sure, right? So based on that, this question it works, right? Okay. So system designing, as I say that there is no clear answer. It's only about that how you are making that interview more meaningful. Right. So that is where we come in. So normally, if you see the rule of thumb, so rule of thumb is that for the SD1 for 59 or 60, if we talk on in Microsoft terminologies, so the system design is very, very lightweighted, right? But if you just go from SD2 or something, you see that this system design will be your decisive part whether you will get selected or not, right? So this is how it works in the industry. Okay, answering coming to the Sumit questions. As a fresher applying for SD roles, what kind of project actually help in the getting shortlisted? Should we focus on the full stack application, a scalable backend system, AI integrated projects, or solving real world problems? See, as in fresher, right now, if you see in the industry, if you are able to do build some kind of agent or something which is solving some kind of problem or something, that will be highly encouraged. Seeing the current trend or something, right? Any project on the generative AI that will be highly recommend and will make your resume stand out from the others. So try to do those things, right? Because normal projects that people used to build 5 years back, like library management system or any some kind of a small Android app or something, that is not a standout right nowadays because this is actually done by the agent in 1 day or something, right? So this is not you can say standout now. So try to work on the agents and see that how that is solving some real-time problem or something. So that will be more meaningful for your things. Okay. So I hope I answered the Sumit question. Second one, the next question is Prashant. The mainframe experience with the 10 plus years of experience, does product-based companies have the mainframe openings? Yes, they have. So right now with AI coming into the picture, you see there's a lot of you can say weightage is given from the senior roles, right? Means because AI is writing the code, so main problem which is coming in that AI can actually write a buggy code or something, right? And when it actually review the code, it might be biased or something. So it's very important, right? When we are actually basically writing the code from the core any agent or something, so reviewing a skill of that human being will come into the picture. So how well you are reviewing the code and all those things, so that will be very matter, and this is how you have to go grow here, right? So as an senior roles are will be there because system designing and all those things, no matter how smarter you can say models come into the there, but you'll see that human is going to adapt it, and these are the fundamental which is not going to change because ultimately IT industry is not going to vanish with the models coming in. But yes, the role which though the roles which are doing the repetitive tasks will get vanished. But if you think about the system designing or something, you are not going to discuss each system designing every day. Every day new problem comes. As an engineer, you have to think that problem from the scratch and design that how that at which service you have to make the changes on all those things. You have to do those things, then you have to tell the model, okay, then code it or something, right? But ultimately the main work is done by the designer or something. So senior roles will always there. Okay, so don't need to worry about it. I hope that answers the questions, Prashant. Please do let me know if you have any other questions on this. So coming to the next thing, Saida Jabin. So there's I'm a fresher looking for the cloud DevOps roles, but where every company asks for the experience of minimum 2 years, although I'm applying for the junior role. Okay, so you are saying that how you are going to land on your first job. So basically, try to search for the companies who are actually hiring for these roles first, right? Don't keep on randomly applying it, right? If there is a role which is requiring 2 years of experience and you are applying on that, definitely you are going to get a rejection mail, right? So first of all, see for the opportunities, use your networks or someone who is working in that company having the openings or something, and just apply for that specific role, right? So this is how it will work. Because if there is a 2 years of experience requirement is there and you don't possess it, how will you will get entry, right? It's just like there is a vacancy in class 10th and you are studying in class 5th. Will your school principal or something will be able to allow you to sit in class 10th? No, you have to take that experience to reach to that things. So this is how it works in that companies also. Okay, so make sure that you are applying for the relevant companies. Okay, coming to the Sanjay, I am currently working as an analyst product-based company, but I want to switch to the SD. It's possible. Okay, see, I would say going forward, SD role you can definitely switch in on something, right? But let me know because is analyst see SD role. requirements go after 5 years or 10 years, you'll see there's a less vacancies will be there, right? You'll see the standout person will be having more packages. The person who is having good AI knowledge or something will be earning more as compared to normal SD or something. So if you really wanted to come into the SD role or something, I would recommend you to go for some agentic AI roles, right? Where agents will be also required and your data analyst skills, you can use it. So combination of those things will be really great for your career instead of transitioning directly into this, right? I hope that answers the question. Okay, so one question from the Shivraj Vaidut Vidyut is, in a technical interview for the fresher, final student college, 1 minute. As a final year student in the college, what are the red flags in candidate which should be avoided? See, uh, red flags you are asking in terms of what? Can you just clarify that, Shivraj? Sarvaj, can you just clarify that? I'm not thinking for the means what type of red flag you are asking for? Can you just? Okay, so in the technical rounds, if you're talking about the red flags, first of all, see, whenever if there is a DSA problem or something, right? So first red flag is that there's a problem and person started coding directly. He has not discussed the solution with the interviewer that what he's going to write the code. He just read the problem and started writing the code. No, this is how it doesn't work, because you are here for the interviewer, and interviewer wants to judge your communication skills, he wants to judge your thought process, he wants to judge your everything, right? And you have not given him the opportunity to judge, right? You just read the problem and you started writing the code. No, this is a big red flag. Even I'm not going to hire that person. This is for me, right? And even I've seen for the other folks, and this is when we get the interviewer using guidelines, right? Where in the Microsoft, so this is the first thing, that the person should be very interactive, right? Because think about you as a company owner and you hire someone who is not asking that what's your problem statement, what you have hired him for, and he just see the problem and started doing the solution. No, you have to be, your communication skills should be very good, right? That's why good problems things will come up and then you will go, right? Secondly, the red flag is that uh, you are directly writing the optimized code, right, or something, and you are not focusing on the time complexity and space complexity, right? So that's very important, right? So basically, always discuss the solution first. Once you interviewer agreed and he asks you to write the code, then you have to go and write the code, right? So this is how it works. Okay, so now coming back to this slide, I'll take the question going forward more, right? Moving to the next slide. Okay, how AI is changing the game. This is very, very important slide for you guys, right? So I would say in last 2 years or something, and I think in last 1 year, I've seen the significant change in how Microsoft works and how what is an expectation from the engineer in the Microsoft, right? I'll tell you the real example. Right now in Microsoft, no one is writing the code manually, to be very frank, right? So code is actually written by the agent, but you'll see that the thing people who are working in the Microsoft are doing more work as they used to do earlier. So what is actually changed? If AI is writing the code and AI is made faster than the human being, then why human beings are working more on something? Because now, what companies had done previously, one product was shipped in a year or something, right? You guys have remember when you purchase the Office or something, there is a Office 2011, 2012, 1 year or something, there is a new Office used to come nowadays. But things have changed completely now. Every month we have a release, right? So you see the one person is working on two, three parallel requirements, right? So there are two, three machines are given to that person, and that person is actually working with those models, right? And getting the code ready and reviewing it and getting it work end to end. So this is how things change, right? So basically, if you see when you are preparing for the interview, That is where your basically AI you can use as a partner also. But when you are actually doing the work in the industry or something, there also AI is doing the big change. So very important. Like if you talk about the interview perspective first, that when you're solving any problem or something, right, you have to use as your companion, right? First of all, try to solve that problem by yourself. If you're not basically able to solve it, just write a skill or something, right, where that AI will give you some hints, not exactly the answers. Right, this is very important. If you get the direct answer, that will actually you are ruining your chances. But if you are actually just using the AI to give you the target hints or not just answer, that will help you, right? Second thing is generate practice variants and edge cases on demand, right? For example, you have written the code or something, always give your code to the AI to cross check that code. Is this code is correct? Any problem you are seeing in this code or something? Run all the edge cases, so AI will do it, right? So ChatGPT is doing it for you free. So this is how you have to do, right? And obviously make some habit or something for 2 days, after 2 days or 3 days, reserve your slot where you take make AI is your interviewer, right? Ask him to have a take your mock interview, right? And get the feedback from him, work on those feedback, and this is how it works. So you see that you are using AI as your partner. So this is how you have to leverage that, irrespective of your level, right? And I personally experience, right? When I normally do what, right? When I'm preparing for the interviews or something, I say, and on weekends, so AI, can you just take the interviews on my system design or something? So any random question is given by the AI on the system design. And then he evaluates me that how I'm responding, how I'm doing the back of the envelope calculations, how I'm going forward. And he's keep on asking some good questions on that. So that actually helps me a lot, right? To come up with that how uh, to prepare that what sort of questions I can expect or something. So that is very helpful. So this is how I would recommend everyone, when you're preparing for the interviews, try to use AI as your partner, not as an just a person who is giving you the direct answer. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Now, what interviewers now expect, this is very important. So the requirement has changed that whatever the answer you have given right now, you are actually doing the deeper judgment on that. It's not that you someone gives you the answer, you're directly giving that. No, you are doing a deeper judgment. And basically you should have a clear reasoning why you basically written this solution. Is this solution is why this solution is correct, right? And basically any real projects, so if you're working on any company or something, right, so there will be a lot of questions around your real projects, that how you are building those agents, how you are utilizing those in your daily work, right? And the fundamental about the generative AIs and all those things, what are tokens and how it works. So this is how this is the expectation that everyone should be knowing. Okay, let's take some more questions. uh okay, so I take one question from Sridharan. I have 1.4 years of experience and looking to crack Google. Is it possible? If yes, let me know the roadmaps which I need to follow. See, so this is what we are discussing. So this full basically thing, this session is around that what is your roadmap. So roadmap is that I will discuss in the later slide that how you have to schedule those things, right? I'll discuss more on this Shridan in this class, and right, just keep stay tuned here. Right. One question from the Sumit as well again, that how much system design knowledge is actually expected from the fresher? See, in the fresher role, if you are 1 to 2 years of experience, it's a basic system design thing, right? What are servers? What are how design DNS resolution happens, right? How they communicate, or some basic terminologies, right? So basic knowledge you should be aware of, right? How the process or what the application layers, what are the different 7 applications layers are there. So there are some questions that as a fresher you should be aware. Okay. So going forward for the Saurav question. So as a 3 years of experience, 3-year BTech student, uh, 3 years to how follow the road FANG till the final year. See, as in, I would say you are working, you are right now pursuing your studies and a BTech. I would recommend make an habit, right, that you are solving two problems daily, right? Create a lead code account or something, right? Hello, guys, am I audible? I see there's my some internet is gone. Are you guys, am I audible? Please let me know. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, sorry. So, I was saying that, yeah, where were I? I just switched off. I was in the questions part now. Just give me a moment. Okay, I was here. Hmm. So, roadmap we have discussed, and in which question I was answering. Okay, no worries. So, we'll discuss more on here. Coming back to our slide. Just okay. Acha, we were discussing that how we are going to use the AI as an AI at work. So I was just giving the example that right now in Microsoft, every PR every code we write, we are using Copilots, agency Copilot, right? Or you can say Claude models to write the PRs and all those things. And even the testing is, we have written the smoke test or something, which is testing is also automatically done or something. But you'll see that the responsibility which AI as a software engineer is owning is that the code is actually getting checked in. It should be a high quality code, right? And there is a scrutiny also happening right now that if any regression comes on the PR or something, though you can say there is an you can say proper RCA is happening on those things, right? To how to correct those things. So that is where it's very important, right? And right now you see AI right now for every department there is a chatbot has created, right? For the HR departments, for the internal department like the technical feasible things or on those things. So and chatbots are created. So you will be seeing that at your workplace you will be talking for a lot of AI agent things, chatbots, even whatever the reports we are preparing for monthly metrics or anything for the red projects also people are getting it prepared from the AI, right? So you see very important thing is that right now with in the AI era, only having the knowledge on the system design and DSA will not be sufficient. So you have to be very much flexible so that you should adapt yourself how AI things works, right? And how you are using your AI in your daily works, right? And how you are making your tasks which you think that is actually repetitive automatic, right? This is if you have that mindset or something, you'll see that you will be progressing from others. You will be just having a always an edge on others, right? So this is the mindset that you have to develop right here, so that when you actually land on your the company that you desired, you not face anything that is coming out of the box. Okay, this is very important. Now coming is so what is an expectations here that you for auto means you will be right have some kind of knowledge to writing an agent for every multi-level steps workflow something this should be done by the agent, right? And human value should be human actually now value should be shifted to the judgment, review, system thinking. So this is how right now the role of the software engineering is getting evolved. Right now, you'll see that there's a new careers which is emerging is how AI is an safety, right? AI orchestrator or AI design, AI agent design, right? So these are the different new roles which is coming into this. So this will be not very different what you were you doing traditionally, but yes, these are the additional skills that you have to possess to good do well in the industries. Okay, now let me take some more questions around it. Okay. Okay, so one question is asking that is there any enterprise level question level projects so that we can gain hands-on in knowledge? So there are a lot of things, right? So just think for your any problem statement right now, you as a fresher, try to build some kind of agents which take the resume and your resume, and there is a job description. So based on the job description, it is actually modifying your resume so that it also be very, you see, very interactive, right? You see that person is very interactive also, uh, and you are also using that thing as an, I would say, project also means any real time problem you are solving, right? So resume and some kind of this you can develop, right? So one more thing, Sushant, if aiming for AI and ML rule, do they require dash project for product-based companies? Yes. So this is how you'll see that there's a different Tutor as a company will help you here, right? So you can enroll with us. We can help you in developing those projects and all those things, right? So that will be really helpful if you want, because you will get a proper roadmap, what to study, what to not to study, and all those things. Okay, just give me a moment. Just 1 minute. Okay, so moving to the next topic. Okay, so I hope any questions here, folks. You please keep on asking the questions. I will be, I'll try to answer each and every things, right? Just give me a moment. I'm getting one call, folks. Just give me a moment.
Hello everyone. I hope you guys are finding this session very insightful and everything, And I am glad to see the messages and the questions that you guys are asking. I'll appreciate that because that is something that why we have arranged this particular session. And yeah, so sorry for that. First of all, let me introduce myself. So my name is Tarang Vasan. I basically am associated with Tutor Academy from a very long amount of time. I basically work into the leadership position in the Tutor Academy, and we are here to help students and aspiring learners to get into this company. That's why we have arranged this particular session and have called Vineet sir to help you guys as well, right? Uh, I hope the questions that you guys are asking, you guys are getting good response to it or maybe resolutions to it. But in case if you guys find out anything that you guys are not getting appropriate or maybe a proper resolution to it, because that might be the reason of the bandwidth, because as we have a very limited time in this particular sessions and there are a lot more questions that we have to address it all, I'll be requesting you all to reach out to us in Q Academy. to get all the resolutions done. We will be very happy to help you with that particular part. I have also shared my contact details over here on the chat. So if any one of you guys want to have a want to connect or maybe have a better clarity towards, would love to help you with that as well. Right. And meanwhile, we can just wait for a few more minutes to for Vinit sir, so that he can be available and he can start. Thank you so much, guys. And meanwhile, I'm expecting if anyone have any questions and all those things, please do post your queries on the chat. I'll be able to help you with that as well.
Yeah, folks, sorry. So I hope you got your answers right. So please let us know that how we guys can help you, right? We are here to help you a lot here. So anything related, any questions or anything you want your help, our help in getting yourself placed or in your journey or if of your preparation, all those we are going to help you here, right? So keep asking the questions. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible. Please do let me know. So which screen you guys can see? Can you just can confirm? You guys see the PPT or something else? I'm just having a multiple monitor here. Let me just share it once again. I hope yes. Okay. So I think this should be visible now. Okay, so now this is we have discussed, right, how we are using AI right now as work, right, and we have to be prepared for that. So whatever very important thing is that when you are actually studying, right, preparing for these companies, you are also developing these skills in parallel, right? So you can have some generative AI courses and all those things. So that will boost your confidence, also give you an edge in the interviews, right? So this is very important. So coming to the next topic, that what are the different, if you talk about the different levels, right? So right now, in the industry, the three levels we have, mainly the principal and other levels are out there. But right now, seeing the audience, so I'm seeing that there are three types of levels are there, right? SD1, SD2, and SD3. So for SD1, who is you can say 1 to 2 years of experience or something. So you can expect there is a 2 to 3 rounds of heavy DSA, right? So that's will be very DSA centric questions you will be getting. It might be possible that there is a 2 round for coding and one round for system design, but this system design will be very, you can say, more related to the projects that you have done in your college, right? And they will be asking you more that how what type why you are using this technology, what problem you have solved, something related to your projects and all those things. So that will be your system designing thing. And saying third fourth round for the freshers will be, you can say, behavior interview. So behavior is, you can say, they will focus more on the fundamentals, and they will ask you some you can say some puzzles kind of things to see you some kind of a potential, right? So basically more your fundamental like operating system, how what is context switching on all those things, how good you are in that, right? So those things will be actually judged in the fundamentals, right? So this is how done for the SD1. If you talk about SD2, so SD2 you can say that there will be 2 rounds of DSA will be there. So you see that this is not going to change in the SG2 as well. But with SG2, there is one more mandatory round will be added, which is a system design. System design will be look like that. I will just give you this design and you can say Netflix kind of thing. So Netflix is there. So you will just have those requirements listed in, then think deeper, right? That how Netflix is solving the same problem for different devices, right? You see, if you see that there is a movie on the Netflix is coming, and you see the same experience in the laptop, and you see the same experience on your mobile phone, and then you see the same experience on your tablet. So have you guys imagined that how it is actually happening behind the scene? How it is actually Netflix is adapting with a different resolution of the screen, right? And how you are seeing getting the same kind of experience every time. So there's a lot of processing happens behind the scenes. So that all things will come into this, right? So you have to think of that how what type of processing you are doing, how you are just thinking for the you can say what if the user is having the bad network. So you see, just take an example in the when you're watching the YouTube video. So when your network is good, you see there's a 4K video is loading for you, right? Very high quality video. As soon as your network bandwidth keeps on going getting dimmer or something, you see that the quality of your video is getting lighter and lighter. So this is all happening dynamically. So as a software engineer, you should be thinking all those things in the SG2, that how you are basically solving these problems, right? You see that you are solving the feature level problems here. And in the behavior interview, it will be like more about ownership and an impact. So there might be a questions on the behavior interview that tell me about the situation where you have a conflict with your manager, right? And tell me the situation where you have to actually you have agreed on some you can say design, but how you going to convince your seniors on those design or something. So these are the certain you can say open-ended questions will be thrown to the person, and they will be judged that what was their reaction, how. Because if you try to answer the behavior question right in the front, there's a high chances, if you have not had that experience before and you try to frame it at the time of interview, you will they will going to identify, because the person who is taking the interview is you can say quite experienced, he know that this situation actually happens or not, right? So that person will be able to identify that. So it's better you are just thinking those in a behavior question upfront and practicing on that in forefront before the interviews. So this is how if you just enroll with that Plutarch, right? So when you are going to prepare for the interview, so you can we can help you in this, right? You have a dedicated mentor and all those things who will help you that how to approach the behavior interviews questions here, right? And as very important is the SG3. So SG3 roles normally start from with 8 years of experience and to 15 years of experience. SG3 roles are there, right? So in Microsoft, a person with 8 years of experience can be a SG3, right? And should you can say they will be still the coding rounds will be there, but complexity of the rounds are very sim you can say not that tougher. It might be like that they will be asking the question, right? But you can say uh, not very tough questions like a DP problem or something. It should be lighter, but there will be very deep architecture discussion. For example, I'll take the example for the Netflix. In the previous with the LG2, what was the requirement? Okay, how you're solving that problem for the features, right? Means how you are streaming the video with the low bandwidth, how you are streaming the video with the different screen resolution. So as a software engineer, SD2, you have solved that problem. But think about it. Now I'm saying that okay, what if I wanted to scale in different geos, how if I let's suppose the load increases, how your system design will get changed, right? What if there is a one tenant, or you can say you are seeing the very good traffic from particular user or something, right? So hotkeys, these are different problems. You can say different architecture problems are there. So as an architect, or you can say SD3 profile, so you have to think deeper on that, that how you are going to solve those problem, and you will be cross questioned, right? And you have to be make sure that you how you are solving those things. And here in the behavior interview, previously it was all about your experience, all about your impact. Now with SG3 is all about what's your leadership quality, what was your influence on your team, how you have changed something, what are the things you have delivered. So those things will come into the picture, right? So everyone able to understand that what is a different requirement is the SD1, SD2, and SD3. Is there any questions around it? Let me know, folks. Everyone understand this, right? So this is very important that we are focusing more on these things. Okay. Coming coming to this, that the resume that gets shortlisted, so very important. I have seen people have the resumes, and they are making, as a fresher, they are making 2 to 3 page of resume. That is completely nonsense, right? Your resume should be outline of for just 1 pager, right? Because think about from the recruiter lens, you have a lot of resume over there and you wanted to just read the keywords whether that resume suits the job profile or not. You are not interested to know about the history of that person. No, that is not there, right? So it's very important you create a 1 page of interview or 1 page of resume, right? And second thing is that everything has to be in the bullet points. Is not that, and is that you are writing the paragraph. No, it has to be in the bullet point. And very important thing that whatever the things you are writing in the resume, it has to be quantified. Quantified means, for example, I'll give you one example. You see the Paytm transaction messages, right? Whenever you do the Paytm transaction, you see the transaction messages coming. Back in 2019, it used to come. So what was happening behind the scene over there? So this was, as there was a RBI guideline that every time transaction happens, you have to deliver that message. So at that point of time, there was a 95% success rate. What do you mean by that? Is that out of 100 people, 95 people was getting that transaction alert message, but rest was not getting it. So 5%, 5 people was not getting it. So that is a big number. So I have to increase the reliability from 95 to 99.99, right? So this is a big number. So that does the work I have given. So you have to write in a such a way that I was able to deliver this project, right? And my reliability of this thing was increased from 99.5 to 95.95 to 99, right? So you have quantified the things, right? So this is very important, right? So this is where your impact will be judged and numbers will tell that. And important thing that when you are writing your resume, try to write all the keywords of that technology. For example, if you talk about generative AI, right? So you should be, your resume should have the keywords like agents, generative AI, models, right? And hallucinations. So these are the different keywords which will be help you um, increase the visibility of your resume. Okay. So one example, if you see, uh, here worked on a backend API for the Teams app, for example. But this is something, okay, you have worked on, you have written the things in the past tense, but I'm not able to get anything out of it. Are we? No. But if you just look at build 6 APIs and serving 550K requests and cutting the P95 latency to 40%. So this makes sense that you have built the REST API and that is actually serving this much of traffic and latency is this. So this is very important. This will actually gives you that thing. So there is a formula that we called is, first of all, give the action, then what you have built and what was the impact on this. If your statement is covering these three things, that means that bullet point you have written in resume is actually worth mentioning. Okay, otherwise remove it. And make sure just try to write 2 3 projects, right? Not so many projects. If you talk about the for experienced person, so how your resume should be, it should be like your skills first, your description of the your simple job description, and then basically your current experience, then your last is right from your current experience to your when you have started job. So this is how it will work. And if let's suppose you have 10 years of experience, you don't need to mention every project, because in a 10 years everyone knows that you have done multiple projects. So no, just try to mention those projects which you think you have delivered the most. Your current project should be there, that is for sure. But apart from that, whatever the projects that you have actually know about those things in depth, and secondly where you think that you have delivered and you have achieved something. And a person who's having 10 years of experience, definitely there's that person will be having those things, because industry is not going to spare anyone who's not right, not do the hard work. Definitely you have to think and you have to write those things. Okay. I hope I this thing is clear. Any questions, please keep asking. Okay. So one more thing, when you are writing the resume, make sure that you are always giving PDF. I recommend giving the PDF, not any, you can say photo or something, right? And use the single column layout, the standard section heading. What do you mean by single column? It's just like there is an experience, and then you are talking about that. But let's suppose your job role is software engineering at Google or something, then you are just talking about those things one by one. Okay, so this is how your section should be, and mirror the exact keyword which is there in the job description. This things will increase your chances for your selection, right? The people have asked me that why my resume is actually getting rejected. Have you checked the requirement of the job description? Is the question, the keywords which is required in the job description, was there in your resume or not? Right? So if it is not there, it will be rejected. So it's very important you are doing this. And try to spell out the acronyms, right? Not write ML, just try to write machine learnings. So that will, it will be treated as one word by the ATS, and this will also increase your things, right? And don't, so these are the things that you have to avoid. Make sure the font you are using in the resume is not very decorative. It's very simple, Arial blue, Arial black you have to use, right? Very simple font, very simple font. So we will in the resume session or something, we'll share some sample resume also with you guys, so that you can just build your resume based on that, and we'll also help you in the building the resume also, right? So these are the, make sure these are the important things that you should be avoiding while creating your resume. Okay, any questions around it, folks? Okay, coming to this, what should be your roadmap? So this is very important question, right? And I think right now, the very important thing is that you should be focusing on the fundamentals, right? At least 2 months to 3 months, I would say. One first to one, and you can say 1 to 6 weeks. Uh, I'm just taking the roadmap for 6 months, for example, right? So 1 to 6 months, try to focus on 6 weeks. You try to focus on the fundamentals. Second, in then 7 to 14th week advanced DSA, right? So here you see for 1.5 months we will be you can say if you enroll with the DSA, so we will be going through the fundamentals is first 1.5 months. Then we will be going to the advanced DSAs like trees, you can say backtracking, dynamic programming, and a graph, all those things. So for 7 to 14 weeks, right? So there is a 14-week you think you should be focusing on the DSA part. Plus, then you have to make sure you have to focus on your you can say system designing, right? So 2 to 3 months you have to focus on the system designing, and then just do the mock and give the interview. Do the mock by AI, using the AI, or using your mentors if you have enrolled, right? And polish your skills, do the mock, and keep applying, right? And keep doing this. So this process will be, you can say, keep on repeating until 3 and 4 will be keep on repeating till the time you are not getting placed. But first, you can say, I would say here it is written, I think 14 weeks, but I would say make it five months, right? 14 weeks is something around 3.5 months or something. I would say make it 5 months. First 3 months focus on the DSA, last 2 months focus on the system designing and you can say advanced DSA or something, right? But after that, keep on practicing with your AI agents, with your mentor or something, and keep on giving the interviews and keep on repeating the process till the time you're not getting replaced, right? Or placement, right? So this is how it will be work. Now, try to make sure that you are playing a long game, right? It's not that you just uh, playing very short. That means you are not. If you are going, if you wanted to see, software engineering is not that you get placed in one company and all problems of your life is solved. This will not happen seriously. Even I am working in this company for more than 12 years now, but this problem every day there's just, you can say, a lot of, you can say, challenges are there. Even when you land in that particular job or something, the challenges will be always there. So it's very important that your fundamentals of DSA is very, very, you can say, strong, right? And you are using AI to learn, right? Not to lean. Means don't have to be lazy by using AI. You have to use AI to learning. You are moving faster, but also making sure you're learning something with your pace, right? And know your target level. Means based on your experience and your knowledge, you should know that okay, I'm standing at this level right now, right? So you should know that level. And make and the fourth point is make your resume which will show the impact that you have made, right? So these are the important 4 point I would say. If you just, because if you land on the job or something, there is another hassle will come that you have to switch for some more package, right? This is a life cycle. First everyone wants the job, then everyone wants a higher package, and higher package, this grid will keep on growing, right? With your requirements keep on increasing. So for that, if you will be getting the higher package and all, but every day you have to prepare, right? So this process will be keep on going in, and this process will be very important if your fundamentals and your knowledge and your these four pillars you are addressing. Okay, so there's a one quote we have: show up every day, offer follow the preparations, right? Those who are prepared, offer will come to them anyhow. Someday they might be delayed, but it's not denied. Okay, so this is how you have to be prepared. Okay, so any questions? So let me see that is there any questions which I am have not answered. Okay, so there's one question from the Abhishek that hello Vineet, I am Abhishek, learning system designing and preparing for an AI engineering roles. Which is better to focus on? See, if you are preparing for the AI engineering role, also system designing will be there, right? And you can say any software engineering role. So I would say go for both the things, right? For engineer role, both are things are important. You can't avoid anything now. So go for both things and software, you can say system design and AI thing, both. So that will help you. So choose a course which will be offering both the things. Okay. The next is when you review the fresher resume, what are the two, three things immediately makes you shortlist or reject the candidate? Okay, so first of all, I would with the project, with the fresher engineer, first of all, I'll see the percentile of that person, that what is the percentage he has got. I'm just telling about my experience. Second, I see that what are the skills that person work for, and the third, I am seeing the what are the project that person has done. Right. So this will be how I actually shortlist the person. Okay. And one question from Sushant Tripathi, if you're aiming for AI ML role, does they require DSA for product-based company? Yes. So as I already mentioned, for the AI ML role, first two rounds, this big product-based companies start their coding interview process with the coding round, right? So DSA will be always there. You can't skip it. Okay. And one this my query, I was actually expecting you will be suggesting some enterprise level projects so that I can gain hands-on knowledge. So I've already addressed that, right? Have you got that answer? Right? I've just explained all the means one of the resume building thing you can prepare. For the enterprise level, if you are thinking, it depends that which area you are, but it's just like if you just make some collaborative editor or something, right? That will be great. Or you can make some chat application, right? Uh, just like a WhatsApp thing kind of thing in your local server, maybe those things. So that projects actually stand out, right? If you are at college or something, and this is actually with AI, this is quite possible. You can definitely go through this. Okay. And one question from the Sumit, what makes you confident enough for the to refer a SD role, and what mistakes students should avoid? See, first of all, For the when you ask for any person on the referrals, don't first of all give all the information to that person upfront, right? And always expect that you are asking from the referrals. If I'm talking from the LinkedIn perspective, if I ask, because most of the people ping on the LinkedIn, because I got multiple pings daily. I see if I open my inbox in LinkedIn, I'll get 100 plus ping from asking for the referrals. So see, for me it's not possible to refer everyone, right? But normally I every week I try to make spend half an hour there, and I see the chat box. So those who in the messages which I have all the information available, like job ID, which job ID they would want to refer me, and the resume, right? And what if everything is available, I normally refer that person. I don't like the persons that, okay, he just give me the job ID, but he's not giving me the resume. So that's not happens. I don't follow up that with that person. So always make sure when you are actually asking for the referral, you are just providing all the things in upfront, right? Think about it, what things will be required for your referral, just provide upfront. And don't ping him daily to asking for the referral. Okay, have you, sir, have you please ping me, or please have you referred me? No, don't keep on asking. Just you after 7 days, give him some time to come back and respond. And then you can ask for that, have you referred of me or something. But don't you can say give a gentle reminder or something. That's not so nice thing. Okay, one question is from Shomshekhar. What type of project and skill stack will be recommend for BTech third? Right. So from you, so one of the skill is required as DSA, right? And just try to do the coding more on the lead code and the top coders and something, and try to work on one AI project, right? I would say if you try to solve something in your college, if you try to some problem of your society with the help of AI or something, right? Think for that use case, make a team up with your friends or something, and try to have some standout project, right? That is actually solving the problem of society. So that will all give you some internal confidence also, right? And that will also stand out in your basically, I would say, in your interview actually, right? So one of the example I can give you is for example, just okay, sorry, how about now, is it better? I think this light was coming. Okay, so yeah, what type of projects I would say? So try to have some kind of just take the example of college students, right? So college students, when there is a food comes, right, they used to make a queue to get the food or something. So try to have some kind of app or something. The person can just book the uh, you can say food with the app or something, and they get the queue number or something, they can go and fetch that, and they can make the payment and all those things. So these kind of real time things which you are solving for the society, so that will help, right? Some kind of thing, for example, make some um, khata book type of project which is available for free for, you can say, these thela walas and all those things. So that will actually help you to understand the things, and that will actually help you to portray those things in the interview as well, right? So this is how you should be building. Try to work on some real-time projects, right? Not so as an interviewer, as a college student, you will be not worried about the scale or something, but you should be focusing more on the feature, like what feature it is will be solving. Okay, so this is how it works. Any other questions, folks? Apart from this, I think most of the questions which are there in this I have addressed. If I've missed anything, can you just ping it again? I believe every questions apart from that I've addressed, right? Let me know if anything which is there which is not addressed, any questions related to Tutork or any course related things, any question from the Tarang or something you wanted to ask, to let us know. We will happy to help you. So wait for 2 minutes to get more questions. Otherwise, we can, if all the questions and queries are addressed, we can wind up. Okay, one question I'm getting from Sumit. Apart from getting correct answer, what are the top factors interview used to evaluate? So basically, coding interview is your thinking process, right? Correct answer is an, you can say, secondary thing. Is that how you arrive to that solution, right? And what was your thinking process? So it's always important that when you are solving the problem, you should be louder enough, right? That okay, why I'm using this approach, and why what this line is doing. So every line you are writing in this, you will be applying, just speaking it and just explaining to the interviewer that this line is doing this and all, right? So this is all those things. Interview will be able to judge you that are you thinking for the edge cases and all those things. So that is what it will be evaluating. Okay, so one question from the Sushant sir: How you manage the DS and urban CSA in the final year students? So basically, as a final year student, see, you will be in the final year. Your actually company comes, right? So management is like, in a day you have to give 2 to 2.5 hours for your DSA, right? And 2.5 hours for, I would say, for basically your project that you are working for, right? And basically your fundamentals, you can basically check for any one day or 2 days in a week or something. You have to give for your fundamentals, right? Operating system, as in for a student, is very important. So you should be very good in operating systems and networking concepts. So that will be required. Or when interviews are near, how can you revise faster? So it's very important that whatever the problems you are solving or something, try to make one GitHub profile. Keep on pushing those problems in the GitHub profile, and also keep on prepare your you can say in the GitHub profile your folder structure in such a way so that top questions that you feel that might be important from the interview should be appear at the top. So you should know that, okay, this folder, if I review, so I will be going through the important questions, right? So the key here is make up GitHub profile or something and make sure you're pushing it and just review, read those questions which you found difficult when you are actually practicing the problems. Okay. So this is all you have to work on this. Any other questions? Okay, so if all questions are answered, then we can wind up this. Let us know if you have any other thing and anything we can help you. Okay, thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.